to you live from Detroit, Michigan, USA. Welcome to another edition of In My House, Techno Music Show, hosted by T. Carlita, where the true stories are told and great music is played. Tonight, I have a special, iconic show for you. This entire show is dedicated to two iconic Detroit dance show legends, and I'm going to call them legends, The Scene and the New Dance Show. It is my honor to have live in the studio tonight Mr. Nat Morris and Mr. RJ Watkins. So get ready to experience this week's episode of In My House, and I am your host, T. Carlita.
Don't you wanna go to my house of love? Don't you wanna spend some time? My house of love. Don't you wanna come? Ooh, baby. Don't you wanna stay a while? Everybody needs to get away from the pressures of everyday. So take your time and ease your mind in my house of love.
very pleasant good afternoon. Welcome to another edition of The Scene. I'm Ray Henderson.
I'm Nat Morris, and hey, we've got an hour of nothing but goody, goody, goody for you.
Well, it's 6 o'clock, and it's time to rock.
We rock non-stop till 7 o'clock.
We don't stop.
We don't stop.
We rock non-stop till 7 o'clock. Cause we hip, hop, hippity hop, but we jam on. Like dancers come from all around
To throw down in this here geek town.
the latest steps and the latest styles.
Pretty faces and pretty smiles.
We're looking good, everybody's clean. It's 6 o'clock and time for The Scene. The Scene. And now, here's your host, Nat Morris.
Whoa! Oh, Captain. Well.
Got to do before we start throwing down.
We
must change the name of this town from Motown to Geek Town so that we could really throw down. Dancers, what's the name of this town? Geek Town! I'll let Felix and Jarvis ask the next question.
Are you ready to throw down?
Hey, what can we say? Enough has been said. We go to the opening spread with Felix and Jarvis.
All right. Hello. All right.
Hello, it's me.
You got your mic?
Hello. I thought we had a boom mic.
Somebody hold it over your head.
Yeah, I know we had a boom mic.
Hi, you guys.
How are you?
How are you?
Good.
We are ready to throw down.
Yes.
Are you ready, really?
Yeah, I am. I'm so honored. First of all, I have to say, I really appreciate you both for taking time out of your extremely busy schedules to hang out with little old me.
Nat, she has no idea what we went through. I gotta do it for Tina.
Man, it's like, how can I turn her down? It's like, oh, that's Hump Girl. It's like,
oh, 9 o'clock this morning, I'm saying.
Oh, man, why did I do it?
Yeah, why did I say yeah?
Why did I say yeah?
I know I was going to be this busy today.
Yeah,
exactly.
But
we are recording this, right? Because we're going to play it on the other show. Too.
Yeah.
Oh, you really?
Oh, yay.
Yeah,
So listen, let's get to the real good stuff here. Everybody, you know me, I grew up watching The Scene and then eventually began watching the New Dance Show. Okay. So let's talk about The Scene for a second here. What was the inspiration behind The Scene, and how did it even come about?
Well, from my own recollection, I have to be honest and say that it was not my idea.
Okay.
For The Scene. The Scene was probably in planning stage when I actually came to Detroit. A good friend of mine, well, he became a better friend, called the boss and recommended me, Ray Henderson. Mm-hmm. Well, Ray and I are from the Raleigh, North Carolina area. And there was a show that Ray had actually hosted down there a couple of times because he was like the top DJ there. And it was called Teenage Frolics. So it was Ray Henderson who talked to George White about doing a television dance show. And so it was called The Scene, and I started on there with Ray.
Okay.
And eventually took it over. But it was, I don't know who came up with the name, but I think the concept for the dance show was done by Ray Henderson.
Okay.
A good friend of mine.
Okay. And RJ, when did you start becoming involved with The Scene?
Well, I was producing a radio show and a TV show. By the time I met Nat, I wanted to do television, and Nat was already in television. And so Nat said, hey, man, you know, before then, Nat helped me with the floaters. She directed the floaters.
A friend of mine, we had a camera.
Rick Lassiter.
Yeah, Rick Lassiter. And we saw RJ had this guy had it was an ad in the newspaper TV producer wanted or something.
Yeah. With
And
camera,
so I called
camera,
him.
film camera.
I called him up, you know, and that's kicked it off for us.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. I called RJ about being his TV producer.
Right, and we
'Cause
were
we had the
producing the
camera.
floaters. Yeah, I
We were
had
doing the floaters
on
and,
the water on the Detroit River.
RJ had the concept of music videos before music videos came out.
Okay.
He wanted to have the acts on his show, but not on the stage lip sync. He wanted to have them like we did Devil's Gun out in the field at Oakland University, and we did the floaters on the Detroit River. You know, we were, trying to do some things. I think that was late 70s. Yeah, that was late 70s.
Right.
Yeah.
So I was like, I was looking at the 70s clips, and it was like, wow. Where'd you get the dancers from? How'd you do that? Did you?
Well, again, when it first started, I was a DJ on GPR radio.
Okay.
And in the early days of the show, everything was done for us. There was a dance coordinator, and from what I understood, though, they had put the word out at the Martin Luther King High School and at the Martin Luther King apartments. That, and I'm told that they went door to door knocking on doors telling people that they had a dance show coming, but the dancer was already there. On the first day, I didn't have anything to do with at that stage of the game.
So when you started the show, like in the back of your mind, coming from DJ, coming from radio, and now you're in a TV like camera format, was there an adjustment or something?
It was a big adjustment. Big adjustment.
Like what?
Because, well, number one, as a radio DJ, you have total control over your show. It's you totally putting out what you want. Your words, you put your records on and play your commercials and your bumps, and you open the mic when you want to. You cut a record off when you want to. Well, the minute you go on television, you lose all of that control. And so
unless you're the executive producer.
Yeah. But then you still got to tell somebody to tell somebody to do this, do that. Right. Whereas with a DJ, you got all the controls. You're in total control over what the public gets.
Okay.
In television, you're going through the cameraman, the director. I mean, lots of people. So that was the big difference for me.
So what element did you bring? Because during the 70s, it was like, one camera all the time? Or what's the element? What is the element? Like, give me a synopsis of a day putting a show together.
Go ahead, Nat. You.
Well, really, we just put it together like, guess what? How we had a meeting one time, and it's like, okay, you guys, you the DJs, y'all know what to play. And so basically, we just do a script rundown, like, okay, let's play this record, play the. Basically, it was like the order of the records we played.
And then Nat wrote the script to do an opening.
Yeah.
And Nat wrote the script to do a dance line.
Yeah,
He wrote the script to do an opening spread.
Yeah.
He wrote the script to do the mix.
Yeah.
Come do another line.
Yeah.
And then we close.
Yeah.
Basically.
Yeah, later in the show, see, that show lasted for like 12 years.
Yeah.
So in the beginning, for the first 5 years, I didn't really have no control.
Okay.
And then at a certain point in time, boom, I put in a proposal, and I was granted the opportunity to become the executive producer.
Become the boss.
I was the producer.
He was the boss.
Yeah.
He was the boss.
Yeah, and the guy who had hit me in the control room one day, we were live.
I was gonna say, who was the real boss here?
Oh no. Well, the boss is Dr. Banks.
Yeah, before I got control of the show, that you know how families are. Everybody have a little disagreement from time to time.
Right.
So I'm on the set saying, okay, the next song is the OJs, and the Temptations come up. I'm like, man, who changed the script? So. Got in a little confrontation live one time. So as soon as I got control with Nate Calpe, I didn't realize Nate had been a sparring partner for Joe Louis. But long story short, though, he was the first one I fired when I took control.
So let's talk about getting the dancers. We got them from the high school, and once you got them, now these are normal kids, high school kids. What did you have to do? Because you guys had a very classy, well-dressed, well-put-together show. So did you have, God rest her soul, Maxine Powell, was she down there teaching them how to dress and not chew gum on the camera too? Did y'all have somebody like that?
Dance coordinators.
Yeah, we had dance coordinators, and basically, I put out a dress code like this just to keep it simple.
Yeah.
Dress like you're going out on a Saturday night. And of course, that was before the days of saggy pants and all of that stuff. You know, when we dressed, you know, when you dressed to go out on a Saturday night, you know, I don't know what's happening now. I haven't been out on a Saturday night, but I'm sure it's certain clubs, certain clubs. I'm sure the ladies in it, you know, dress up and put their clothes on, and so that was the dress code. Then the coordinators would try and color coordinate people, which was something I didn't, you know, they just started on their own. A lot of things happen by magic in TV. TV is a lot of magic.
And the dancers would try to, or attempt to, not outdress each other, but compliment each other in dressing. You know, and they wanted to come on television looking good.
That's true.
They wanted to look their best, because they were our local stars.
Yes, sir.
They were our local upcoming stars. And if we had social media back in those days, my God, it'd been crazy.
I can
crazy.
imagine.
I mean, it was crazy without social media. All we had was maybe a beeper.
Oh, no. RJ Watkins, look, when I met RJ, I was impressed, you know. First day I met this guy, he had a pager and a pistol. and a satchel, a briefcase with a lot of papers. You know, I said, this guy, he for real, right? And look, going back to the first job we did was the floaters, because I got the floaters booked for my show, and I want to shoot them. I said, well, like, you think you could get a boat, man? You know anybody with a boat? Let me call you back. Call me 10 minutes. I got a boat. Wow. I said, oh, okay, great. Then I said, all right, we'll talk later. Then I call him right back. Hey, man, you know, we need 2 boats because we want to shoot from one boat to the other. Call you right back. So when he called back the second time, he done hooked up 2 boats in like less than 30 minutes. I said, this the guy with the pager and the gun. So this is my boy. This is my man's right here.
I was going to ask, what was your role with the show? So I understand you was the guy that got it done, eh?
Well, Nat would, Miss Gregory and Dr. Banks blessed Nat with the contract to do a show that turned out to be a very popular show. And every once in a while, he would get a director from upstairs that we need to be at the studio at a certain time. And once I became director of the show, and Nat would say, Jay, I got X amount of time to do this in, or we in trouble. So if he in trouble, I'm in trouble.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So we made it happen, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and it was like clockwork, for real. I mean, time came on, it went off, and you know, TV is that way. You don't have no time.
That's what I tell my sons. You know, TV is time. To the second, and you got to execute it to the second, because behind, in front of you there's something, and behind you there's something. And a lot of times they're not going to wait for you.
Oh no, you're off. You're off at 7 o'clock, you know, or 5 o'clock, or 6 o'clock. Yeah, you're off.
Yeah, whatever, 58 or 2 minutes, or whatever.
They're gone to the next thing.
Wow.
Right.
So now, when did you start seeing the show really picking up in the height that I came in 82, 83, started watching?
That's about when it started picking up.
Okay.
That's really when it, you know, had it not been for Dr. Banks, had it been in a situation where stations say, well, you're not getting any ratings, you're out of here, he just stuck with the program. I mean, he just held it on year after year. That show would have not lasted more than 18 months on another station. But because it was on an African-American station and they needed shows to fill the space, it was just set there. So it had an opportunity to develop. The show itself had an opportunity to develop.
And I feel my directing was
right. Well, you know, I tell you, RJ has a unique talent, and he was explaining it to someone the other day, how he got it. And so tell him how you learn how to count the beat.
Well, before television, I swore I was going to be a temptation, or I was going to sing. I wanted to be a singer. My voice changed, and I went to school. Mr. Harris was my music teacher in high school. Mr. Brown was my teacher in in junior high. But anyway, they taught me very well how to sing, how to count. And then Mr. Harris said, Watkins, you got to go to dance class, modern dance. I said, modern dance is for the girls, man. I said, man, I'm not going, I'm putting no leotards on dance.
No, you didn't do it, did you?
I thought of it. He said, Watkins, it's not like that. It's not
Did you don't think you ever told me that part.
Yeah, true story. He says, Watkins, you're going to learn. He said, once you learn how to count, he says, Miss Rydnicker was the dance teacher in Pershing, and he says, once you learn how to count, it'll change your whole life in music. And I thought about it. I said, well, I can learn how to count and take that to my music group, and we can execute more better because I have dance class from the teacher. Mm-hmm. So I learned how to write music, score music, and most of all, I learned how to count music. So now when you're directing a music show like The Scene, mm-hmm. and you have 3 cameras, that became my piano. That became my jet plane where I would take off.
It's like a video game.
I would take off with the, and then I would go to the beat, especially Planet Rock. If you watch some of our stuff, I'm cutting to the beat.
And see, that, like I said, that's when it took off,
Yeah.
And when the beat says something, boom, the camera's saying something.
And he, I walking around the room, he hollered 5, 6, 7, 8. He's off into his own world.
I'm in a
5, 6, 7, 8. He's in a different world.
But George Clinton said sometime I would make a beat.
Yeah.
George Clinton said I would watch it. The beat wasn't there, but you would make it work.
Wow.
So
that was his unique talent.
Mr. Harris getting me to go to dance class and learning how to count.
Okay.
And with that show, we learned how to count, and we wore them out on the list.
It's like we had several people who had been to school, college for television, but neither RJ nor myself had any college whatsoever.
I barely finished school.
I barely made it out. I did go to a disc jockey school in New York.
Okay.
But that was all the schooling that I had. But at a certain point, there was this opening as to who was going to be the next director. And so I put RJ in there.
Okay.
Literally put me.
Yeah, I was like, no, he gets the shot.
And
I didn't even know he had that rhythm thing going for himself.
Okay.
But then soon after he got in and learned what everybody else was doing, he took it a step further than they had, even those with the college and those with the television background. He had a rhythm talent.
Okay.
That really helped the show.
Well, we're going to pause. We're going to take a quick commercial spot here. But right after the commercial, we're going to see how that rhythm works. So I got a few more clips from both shows, and they're kind of marriaged in there a little bit. So let's go to the commercial and then some highlights, and then we're going to come back to... I'm just so excited that I'm in the room with these 2 guys right now.
With you.
Yes. Let's see here.
Mark your calendar for the charity cruise event of the summer. Multiple Sights and Sounds presents Cruising for a Cause. Saturday, October 18th, 3 p.m. till 10 p.m. at Goodyear Ballpark. All bikes, trikes, hot rods, mods, rides, and tuners are welcome. Enjoy family fun, food, and entertainment. Don't snooze on this cruise. We're cruising for a cause. Proceeds to benefit Children's Hospital of Phoenix. That's Saturday, October 18th at Goodyear Ballpark. For info, call 602-377-3063 or visit us on the web at forevercruising.com.
What are you thinking about right now? You're probably thinking about going on vacation. Well, let Humphreys Luxury Travel make your travel plans. This portion of In My House is being brought to you by Humphreys Luxury Travel, serving all of your travel needs. From the simplest of getaways to the most luxurious vacations. Call Celia Humphreys at 602-377-3076. That's Celia Humphreys at 602-377-3076. Or email us at celia.freeze@outlook.com.
This is another super scene mix with Hump the Grinder.
You got to rock it. You got to rock it. You You got to rock it. You got to rock it. You got to rock it.
Change up again. Woo-wee.
She took me way
back. Yeah, we started enjoying it. You know, I could see how people got hooked on it back then, you know. I couldn't see it then. You know, it took me a long time to like, what are they watching? Nobody's
in
going to
the
watch.
studio, and I stop, and I'm in it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And guess.
That is it.
And
right.
young people that never saw the show, they'll come in the studio, we do a rerun or something. They're hooked.
Stop, yeah.
And that's what we talk. Okay, we talking about beats, we talking about count, we talking about this. Now, the scene started in the 70s, so there was 70s funk, R&B type of music.
Right.
And then it eventually transited on. Now this.
Well, I think I know where you're headed with that.
Yeah.
You know, in other words, what's considered an up-tempo radio record? Okay.
Exactly.
Okay. Like when I did my radio show, I had been most of the stations were formatted to say, come out of the news. You know, at the top of the hour, your first song at the top of the hour is fast. Maybe your first 2 or 3 up-tempo records. So we would play things like the OJs, I Love Music, you know. But those records really weren't fast when you saw the action that they generated for television. So it took records like Planet Rock to come along to generate the type of beats and movement that really made the show pop. And RJ, again, with his ability to switch on the beats and stuff like that, it really helped.
So I know that both of you had DJs like do live mixes, because I mean Detroit is we do music, and we do music probably better than most. So how did you connect with the local DJs, or how did you even do the music for the shows?
Go ahead.
At first, like I said, we just did a rundown. We're going to play OJ's first, maybe Graham Central Station next.
Okay.
Then after so long, you know, and then once I took the show, I put a slow record into the format because it was in my radio format. But, gee, I lost my train of thought. We were talking about
how the show was
as the
formatted.
move.
As the music progressed.
Progressed, yes.
Yeah. As it progressed, the beats picked up, and once we saw the, like there were maybe if you watch some of the old tapes of the scene, there might be one record in the whole hour that would generate the type of movement that we wanted. Like I think one of the first records to come along was that Bohannon.
Oh.
Yeah, Bohannon.
Let's start the dance.
Yeah, right. So it was only like a few records that would generate that type of. Right. But then, Planet Rock and Techno, guys like Ron Atkins started to, produce music.
Right.
And so, they know how to put in an extra beat.
Flamethrower.
Yeah. Extra beats.
Y'all taking me back to high school, I swear. Wow. So now there it is again, because you started out with a slower tempo. So you being trained with your music, how did you?
Well, I think what
how'd
he
you
would
do
do. Well, Nat had it. He wrote. Nat molded it all together, and we just took it to another level. When Nat put the mold together, he would, you started off just like taking off on an airplane.
Mm-hmm.
And you go, and by the time in the middle of the show, there's a mix, and they're going crazy. In the commercial break, you got to bring up the guy that's
cool off and cool down in the studio a little bit.
Because the roof gone. the roof is. We lost the roof a couple of times. You know what I mean? And then we might close it with a work record or a record everybody loves or something like that. But Nat wrote a good script on how to entertain them. And I think writing the script with the mix right at the middle came in the middle of the show.
Yeah, we broke the hour down. It's like, okay, this is the beginning, this is the end.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Entertain.
Now you can't have it up the whole hour, but you can come on with it up and go off with it up.
And I know the producers are trying to write down what we're saying. You can't steal it. You can't steal it. If it's not me and Nat and Henry Tyler and a couple others, if you don't have us in the mix, it ain't gonna work. Now, someone, don't get me wrong. Now, some young person out there is going to come out and kick me in Nat's ass.
You think so?
Oh, one day they have to.
You said they have to?
It's a law. It's a law.
The law of averages.
Yeah, they have to.
Okay.
But until that time, you can't touch this.
Well, I tell you, Jay, it's like, we were approached recently about teaming up and putting out another dance show. But this is a different era. I mean, I don't know if it would fly with kids on there and their pants fall all the way off, because you go to shaking it like we shaking it, and if they're already halfway down, and we put on one of those records, somebody may lose their pants.
And I don't know if the kids know how to dance now.
Right. Oh,
we would have to really do a screen test and a cattle call to get the right dance. And I know one of the guys did a video.
So are we thinking,
contemplating? No, I said, hey, there's no way could I even consider doing a television show with the young people today.
Right.
Number one, I don't know the music. Right. The music is full of vile content. I mean, I wouldn't want to try and they
said we were nasty.
And they curse and they use the N-word. They're talking about sex. I mean, if we were to do something, it would have to be for basically
our age.
35 to 55. 35 to 55.
Maybe
your age group. They would have to be a mature 25.
Oh gosh.
So it would be an older show, which what would be the attraction there? I don't know, because our attraction was the young ladies.
Pretty faces.
Pretty faces. And we had 10 men. I wanted 10s.
Yeah.
Okay, I tell the girls, okay, pick me 10 guys that you think is a 10 here, because I don't know what a 10 is in a man.
Okay.
But I know what a 10 is in a woman. So we let somebody else pick for the girls, and we picked for the guys.
we wanted guys on the show that my woman or my lady that would whether she did anything, but say, at least
Mm-hmm.
And so you can't, you gotta be real.
Yeah, you have to balance it out.
Speaking of the 10s, let's talk about the 10s. Now, I'm gonna name a few, and you guys can say, yep. Okay, LaWanda.
10.
Fast Freddy.
10.
Cheryl.
10.
Lorenzo.
10.
Who else?
So
Count Dracula guy.
Yeah, well, he was a 10 as far as character.
Yeah.
He was a 10. He had a character, so he was a 10 in him.
Moses.
Yeah, he was a 10 character. And see, so basically the gimmick was to put 10 10s on them quick.
And that taught me
one after another. Bam, hit him with this one. Hit him with that.
A very important secret. You don't have to look good to be a 10.
Right.
You know, you could be a 10 if you're big. You'd be a 10 if you're small. You know, it all depends what character you have. So, and we allowed a lot of different actors. We had video actors as far as dance actors.
That's the videos before the videos.
Exactly.
We had a few people overweight.
Exactly.
Well, you put somebody on overweight, how many people out there watching in the audience may be a little overweight.
They love it.
It's like, hey, they can see themselves on
exactly.
TV. So that becomes their show because we're not discriminating. You got to be a perfect size to be on the show, which today, I don't know what we do today, but
I think that would still work.
I think it will.
That was
too.
the attitude or the approach before.
I think it would work.
Yeah,
so let's talk about I heard, I never did it myself because my mom was too strict.
But you danced on the scene.
No, I didn't.
You were on the scene.
She wouldn't let you.
You popped. Let me shut up.
It
wasn't her.
It wasn't me.
We're off the scene. I'm going to come on the scene and make a scene. That's a true story. That's a true story. The call came in MCR. Nat, this is so-and-so, and you got my daughter on the scene. Well, sir, and I'm telling you, sir, if you don't get my daughter off the scene, I'm going to come to the scene and make a scene. Jay.
She wasn't about 13.
Oh, my God.
But, you can put on high heel shoes and lipsticks, and, hey, especially with the kids are today. You probably have 13-year-olds you think they were 21s.
Exactly.
But back then they still got us, too,
Right. And how did I know they got fan, let's talk about the fan mail, because I heard that they get, we're getting mad mail.
Yeah, we did. Well, definitely the scenes mailbox was the fattest mailbox at GPR.
Wow.
And we gave out the address. I gave out the address. When you're on daily, you're using up a lot of content. You need content. And I hate it to be burned on TV, up there by myself.
Tell them what burn means.
Just on the camera all the time. They just,
not saying anything, and not going anywhere. And not knowing where you're going to go. Right. You might, like you say, OJ's and the Temptations.
Yeah, I need a little help. So, hey, come up here with me. Who is you? Who is you?
Right.
And what you do?
And it works.
Where you go to school?
Yeah.
What your name is?
Yeah. Right. And what's your mama's name?
Yeah, right. And at that point, we began to know which dancers were popular.
Who could talk?
Who we liked. Naturally talent. Rises to the top. So you want to introduce that person. And then, we also gave out the address for people who wanted to dance. Okay. So if you like to dance, send us your picture. And if you like to write a letter to any of the dancers here's the address. Yes. And boom, it just started.
So what kind of stuff, what kind of letters did they get? Did you guys get fan mail too? I'm sure.
You got both kinds. I got a lot of hate mail too. You got hate mail and fan mail.
RJ, why are you wearing a suit like that?
Yeah.
You work too hard. Yeah. That was one of my letters I never. Budget was tight, and Nat said, Jay, do the show for me. And I just grabbed the suit and went on. And I didn't even think that the suit was up here. It fit, until the letter came in, and it says, "Man, you got too much class to go on with a suit 2 sizes too small."
Oh Lord!
And I got sharp ever since then.
And I'm sure you have.
I said, "Nat, I can't do the show no more until I get a budget to do the show."
Let's go down to Broadway.
We could do a trade.
Yeah, go down to Broadway. Talk to Pepper.
There you go. So let's touch on the new dance show just a little bit here too. So when the scene went off, now I can't remember myself. So did the new dance show come on right after?
No, the Contempo.
That's the show I was on.
That's the show you were on.
Oh, you picked the wrong one.
Contempo. Okay.
You picked the wrong show.
I know.
The president, the late George Matthews, he developed their own show called Contempo.
Yeah.
And they were doing I look at the tapes here lately, and I was very shocked to know that the show was put together so nice. Yeah, it was put together nice. I mean, the set looked good, but at the time, I was bitter because we got canceled.
Well, it was like this too. It's like how you to come behind the scene.
Right. I know.
And
so I didn't give it a good look. I didn't give it a clear look. I had I don't know, smoke in my eyes, or water in my eyes, or whatever you want to call it.
It just wasn't the scene.
Exactly.
And but looking at it now, it was a pretty polished show, and but it was hard to contain the dancers. They were loose. I don't know how me and Nat did it, but we did it. You know, Nat had a very well-oiled machine in place, from the front to the back to the lobby. We had a machine in place, and Contempo. I don't think the dancers were contained the way Nat had it contained at the studio, because Mr. Matthews, once he granted me the contract, he said, you can do the show, but you can't do it here because the liability was too high.
Okay.
Someone get hurt at his studio, he has a problem. The kids had personality problems. Even though they had them when we had it, but we didn't allow it.
Well, you know, and we started, 12 years earlier. Generations change, people change. And, with a big building like that, and you got music, and I'm sure, kids are slipping and drinking and, smoking things. It's a party.
It becomes a party.
And so,
and
it's easy to, in a big building like that, it's easy to pull a girl around the corner or, And
if you don't have it under control, you get it out of control.
Yeah.
And so, so he canceled. So eventually, he canceled the show because they were fighting on the set.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. It got crazy. It from my understanding.
I wasn't part of none of that.
And he canceled the show, and he granted me the contract.
Okay.
But he didn't do it. But he did it gradually.
Okay.
And eventually, he canceled the show totally and gave me the 5 days, 6 days a week to produce the show.
Wow. So let's talk.
And thank you, the late Mr. Matthews.
Definitely. And that show, I mean, it really, and that's why, really, in my mind, I didn't even think about Contempo coming in the middle.
Yeah, it came in the middle.
Because it just seemed like it just you popped it right.
Well,
back.
once we found out that the scene was going to be canceled, which was like early in December of '87. We knew that the show would not be on in January 1, '88. So we put the word out, gradually. And the dancers began to do a chant that actually came into reality on the last couple of weeks. And it definitely on the last show, the last 2 weeks, they did a chant. We'll be back. We'll be back. And who knew? Who knew that they would be back?
And they came back.
And they came back on the new dance show.
Right, because you had, I mean, really, it was literally like watching the scene.
Well, most of the dancers from the scene would not go to the Contempo.
And I think that was their biggest flaw or fallacy that they thought that we could take the show away from Nat Morris, and we'll put on another show, and them same dancers will be running down here, and we'll keep it going. We don't need him.
It didn't happen.
It was Mojo named a group called the Warps. Like the Warps were the ones that was against us. Officially known now as the haters.
He said, what's the Warps?
The Warps back there were the haters. That was the word for the haters.
Right.
And so the haters began to plot. You see, Dr. Banks had been in charge of the station. He passed. So he was my guy and his daughter. But see, when Mr. Matthews came in, well, I was like an independent at this point. They had pushed me into being an independent. I wasn't getting a guaranteed check. And so they started to work on Mr. Matthews. Like, we could do that show. Nat Morris, he does this, that, and the other. We could do that show. We don't need him. And so that's when I got canceled and Contempo came out,
Okay.
But then he called me up and had me come back in.
Yeah, when they
him and Mr. Dogan, James Dogan, called along with Mr. Matthews, granted me a contract, and now Mr. James Dogan is the CEO of WGPR 107.5.
Oh wow!
And still a good friend of ours.
The Supreme Grand Master.
Yeah, great friend of ours.
The Masons.
Yeah, that's my guy. Yeah. He's still my boss.
Yeah.
Wow.
How you doing, boss?
Still my boss. Thank you, boss. Mr. Dogan.
Yeah, Mr. Dogan.
Mr. Dogan jammed for us on the scene reunion. He matched every dollar I spent. I almost came to tears. It's like.
Are you supposed to tell that?
I mean, I don't know. I mean, but hey, it was a
He
good
did.
thing.
Yeah, good thing. It was good. It was good.
Yeah,
It was
I
good.
mean,
It
you
was
know,
good.
we're talking about the scene, and
Yeah.
we did a reunion in 11, and,
Yeah.
you know, you're giving it up to Mr. Dogan. I have to give it up to Mr. Dogan, you
That's
know.
awesome.
And he's like 2 generations past Dr. Banks, but he's still looking out.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah. He takes good care of us.
Yeah.
So before we get into wrap-up mode here, what's happening now? What's going on? I know RJ, WHPR 88.1 is where we reside from the show. In my house, hanging out. I'll give that. That's that shameless plug without the plug. No, just kidding. So what's going on with you guys now? I know you guys are always busy and always into something, staying out of trouble.
Well, Nat don't like to talk about it. Nat's a partner on the radio station, in this station. If y'all don't know that. He don't like to talk about it, but he's involved in that.
I'm lucky.
And we have something. We're not going to talk about it because the ink is not dry.
Yeah, yeah.
But we're getting ready to make some sand noise.
Yeah, and be on the lookout too. I mean, when the camera pans around behind you, Tina, you know there it is, WHPR 88.1, TV 33. Now RJ is, you know, I tell you this, RJ was the first guy. I was a DJ, and we were on remote a lot, so the public was, you know, had access to the WGPR DJ. Because all they had to do was walk into a store where they were broadcasting from, or walk up to the booth. And I must have had every 2 weeks or 3 weeks, there's an individual guy coming in wanting to be a disc jockey. RJ Watkins was the first one I ever met that said they wanted to do television. And guess what? He's still doing television, and the boy got paid doing television. You know? It's like, okay, you want to do TV? Well, that's what we were taught back then. You know, in the 60s and 70s, you could be anything you want to be. Don't let nobody tell you you can't, cause you or your color of your skin, you can't do this and you can't do that. So we took it and ran with it.
Grandma,
because we both have mechanics, automobile mechanics in our background.
Yeah.
Yeah, you do.
Daddy on the gas station.
Yes, you do.
Yeah.
And you know what? This is one thing that just to just give, like I said, I'm honored that you're here, for one thing, and the fact that you all are still doing what you're doing, still looking good, still relevant, because, you know, it's a lot that was around you guys' time that's not even relevant. And you guys are
I had a
beyond
stroke in
relevant.
2010. Thank God that we're still able to walk. I don't do long distance walking. I don't do a lot of carrying, but I watch my hours, and I'm able to participate in the studio. But I have to be careful.
Yeah, you do.
But Nat's in very good health, great health.
Well, I've got a warning that if my blood pressure remains the same at my next office visit,
we're dismissing
that's gone.
We're dismissing that in the name of
I'm
God.
gonna stop smoking cigarettes. I'm gonna stop drinking alcohol.
And I'm not having no more
I'm gonna
strokes.
stop partying.
Oh, hold it.
Just
Hold
sit in
it.
the chair.
Hold it. He lied. He just lied. We ain't stopped partying. We might slow down. We might slow down on partying.
Moderation. I gotta learn that.
Especially when we go to the next level.
Spell that.
Well, the next level, it consists of being at a party location.
Well, one thing good about it is age, you know.
You would do it slower.
It's a good thing that I'm not the age I was back doing those days. You know, so time has changed.
Yeah, it's good.
So yeah,
I'm
into it.
And I want to
This
personally,
is all for fun.
I want to personally,
This is for fun.
take time out on tape to thank Mr. Nat Morris for working with RJ Watkins, give me an opportunity.
Hey, you call up and got them boats, baby. It's like, we need another boat. So give me a few minutes. I got another boat.
So I want to thank you, Nat, for allowing me to be RJ Watkins and help me with the name. When I asked him, what do you think about the name RJ Watkins?
No, he was Robert. He was Robert J. Watkins. So
I told y'all where the truth is.
The first show, the first show was like, Jay, I don't know about that name, man, Robert. I said, well, tell him the J stands for Jazzy. There's Robert J. Watkins, and if you're wondering, the J stands for Jazzy, baby. So we were talking trash. I mean, right out the box.
So do me one favor here before you get out of here. I know we changed it halfway officially on tape. So now we gotta just give me one of them runs. Take me back. That's right. Come on.
I do mine, you do yours.
There
right?
you go. Come on.
We knew what we were doing. You had to have an open and a close. You don't have a show unless you have an open and a close.
So I got you a little bit of backdrop music going on.
So it's like, sorry, babe, we gotta go. It's like this. We gave it all we had. We left it on the floor. It's like sugar, salt or something. You didn't get off. It's not our fault. Is that what you're talking
That's
about?
it.
But hey, talk to me quick.
When we write our scripts, I guess I had to say something like this. I would say, if you ever see me walking down the street, stop, talk to me quick. You'd be surprised what you might get. This is RJ Watkins saying, talk to me.
Talk to me.
All
baby.
right. So looky here. We talking to each other now. Thank you very much. So thanks again, Nat Morris, RJ Watkins.
And you're the only one getting an interview, Tina. Anybody else watching this?
Hey, stand in line. Get in touch with Hump.
Yeah.
Get in touch with Hump.
No more interviews.
Get in touch with Hump. Hump will work it in. We're busy.
We get RJ on.
And you know what?
It was hard, Tina.
When I put that press release out on Facebook, this week my Facebook had over 8,000 hits, the highest number of hits I had since I had going on. They still watching.
Oh, you can watch it.
We got to say hello to Jimmy.
Hey, Jimmy. Hey, Jimmy. Stars of tomorrow.
Yeah.
Also, you could download us on our www.tv33whpr.com. Is that right? Brady Keys. Hey, Brady Keys. What's up, Mr. Keys? Brady Keys was good to us.
That's the Keys.
Mr. Keys are very, very good to us. And my pastor, Pastor Gardner, keep praying for me. I love you, baby.
All right.
And my lovely wife, hey, Rita. And my sister
Joan.
And my sister Joan. And we can't thank everybody. And all my children.
All my children.
Yeah, my children, and the whole block.
Okay. Now,
all my children.
Now, y'all know show business, so you know what I'm about to do. I'm about to turn your mics off.
Oh,
no, I'm just kidding.
See you later. Bye.
No. Keep them on. Y'all can talk. I'm just closing out. So listen, next week, set your alerts. We're going to have the managers from the new Minjo's complex. We're working on some things for my anniversary party in January. So they're going to be here next week to talk about some things that they're doing right here in the Highland Park community.
Okay.
And it's very important that people know what they're doing as well. It's more than a boys bar, and that's what we got to make sure people understand what that is. So until next week.
Hey, download us, TV33.com or something, and download. Oh yeah, and watch us on Roku. And watch us on Comcast, and you'll just watch us. Stay in touch with Hump, he'll tell you where we are.
And just watch them.
The scene's going to come on the show real soon. I got something planned for y'all. You got to watch it. You got to download it. Talk to me. Sugar, talk to me.
Talk to me quick.
Watch me.
All right, y'all. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good night.
It's so low for me.
Hair Wars is searching for the best. Coming Sunday, April 26, 2015. It's the Hair Wars Color Show. Short, long, and ridiculous. At the beautiful Adobe Hotel, formerly the Hyatt Regency in Dearborn. Also featuring techno and house music mixing live on stage.
For real?
Hump the Grinders Hair Wars. Sunday, April 26, 2015. Sponsored by Ampro. Exposing hair entertainment around the world.
Fly.